Democracy has delivered. And now democracy must be preserved.
Democrats fired up for the election. It was a night full of speeches and a passing of the torch in the party, with President Biden just taking the stage, capping a very late night one of the DNC. Good evening, everyone. I'm Pat Harvey, and this is KCAL News at 9. Well, our top story tonight at 9, a packed night in Chicago as Democrats brought out some of the biggest names in their party, firing up the crowd and going on the attack against former President Donald Trump. KCAL News political reporter Tom Wade is here now to break down the night that ran pretty late, Tom.
It did. Well, you could probably tell I barely got here to my spot. We've been tracking it all night, and President Biden is still speaking. Quite an extraordinary evening for the Democrats, just in terms of the energy that we saw there, and also a very emotional night. This is sort of the beginning of the end for, current President
He got
Biden.
Long applause.
He did. Very, very long. Yeah, we'll get into that in just a second here. But very intense and emotional, as we were just saying, for the Democrats and the president. This is likely one of the last major speeches President Biden will give, and it begins his send-off after decades in public service.
Your 46th President of the United States, Joe Biden.
An emotional President Biden taking the stage after powerful words from his daughter, Ashley Biden, who introduced her father. The crowd gave the president a long and raucous standing ovation. President Biden endorsing his vice president.
Are you ready to vote for democracy and for America? Let me ask you, are you ready to elect Kamala Harris and Tim Walz?
Biden also taking aim at his adversary, former President Donald Trump, and called Trump a continuing threat to democracy.
You cannot say you love your country only when you win.
Vice President Kamala Harris made a surprise appearance on the first night of the Democratic convention, and the crowd went wild. Harris will give her full speech on the last night of the convention, but she spoke briefly Monday evening and praised President Biden.
I want to kick us off by celebrating our incredible President, Joe Biden. Joe, thank you for your historic leadership, for your lifetime of service to our nation, and for all you will continue to do. We are forever grateful to you.
The Golden State was well represented Monday night. Democratic Congressman Robert Garcia spoke, as did LA Mayor Karen Bass, who was sworn in by Vice President Harris when she was elected LA Mayor.
The first woman vice president, swearing in the first woman mayor of Los Angeles. We knew we were sending a message to young girls everywhere that they too can lead.
Former Secretary of State and 2016 Democratic presidential nominee Hillary Clinton.
I want my grandchildren and their grandchildren to know I was here at this moment, that we were here, and that we were with Kamala Harris every step of the way. This is our time, America. This is when we stand up. This is when we break through. The future is here. It's in our grasp. Let's go win it.
Democrats attacked former President Trump on his political and criminal records, hammering him on his 34 felony convictions and his attempts to overturn the 2020 election. Democrats also put abortion rights in the spotlight, with women speaking out about the dangers they've faced in states where abortion rights have been severely restricted.
In 21 states, Trump's actions have resulted in extreme bans on abortion in my state, even in cases of rape, incest, and non-viable pregnancies.
And let's take a look here at this recent CBS News poll. Vice President Harris ahead by just a few points in this latest national poll, but tied in battleground states. This, of course, taken before the convention. Harris and Minnesota Governor Tim Walz already the party's nominees, of course, but after after an online vote. But a ceremonial roll call will be still held tomorrow. So a lot going on, Pat. We were just looking quite a bit of the results there, but let's go ahead and send it back over to you.
All right, thanks so much for that report, Tom. And as Tom mentioned, Joe Biden is still talking. But joining us now is longtime LA City and County leader Zev Yaroslavsky, who is now with UCLA's Luskin School of Public Affairs. Certainly no stranger here. Thank you so much for being with us tonight, Zev. You watched night one of the DNC with us, and it was a night about defining Kamala Harris, but also about Joe Biden. It was his night as well. And he did talk about his legacy. So we want to play a little bite from what he said tonight, and we'll discuss on the other side.
COVID no longer controls our lives. We've gone from economic crisis to the strongest economy in the entire world. Record 16 million new jobs. Record small business growth. Record high stock market. Record high 401ks. Wages up and inflation down, way down, and continuing to go down.
Okay, Zev, he really sort of laid out what he and Kamala Harris were able to accomplish. Listen to what he said, and was he right on all points, or accurate, I should say?
Well, I think it was largely accurate. I mean, the legacy portion of tonight's session of the convention, this is Joe Biden's night, and this is his, passing the torch. He's leaving Chicago now. He's going back to the White House, and he's handing it over to Kamala Harris. So tonight was an opportunity for him to itemize his legacy, and he did it, and he did it in some detail. So I don't think that's a surprise. I think it's largely he can take credit. When things go bad, the president takes the blame, and when things are going well, he takes the credit. He's talking about the things that have gone well.
You know, it's interesting to me, too, Zev. This is not what we're supposed to talk about, but I just want to mention it. He didn't talk in 2020 because there was no live convention. It was virtual. So really, this was his first speech as president, right?
And he's still talking, and he's making up for lost time.
Yeah, he sure is. That's a good point to make. Okay, Zev. Now, President Biden also talked about the future of democracy. Let's hear what he had to say.
The winter is past, and with a grateful heart, I stand before you now on this August night to report that democracy has prevailed. Democracy has delivered. And now democracy must be preserved.
Okay, Zev.
So this is the defining raison d'etre for his candidacy in the first place, as he said in his speech, and taking on an authoritarian-like president in the former President Trump, and to move forward in restoring people's confidence in the democratic system. That's still a work in progress. So I think that was really the essence of what his presidency was all about. The economy, the legislation, that's all critically important. But the thing he'll be remembered for, and especially depending on what happens in this November, is to put the brakes on what was moving towards a very authoritarian attack on the Constitution, insurrections at the Capitol, all that chaos that we've been living with for the last several years. That's in the rearview mirror. He wants to put it in the rearview mirror, and that's the declaration he made tonight.
And you're right. I mean, that's why he said he ran. He said, I was fine. I didn't want to run for the presidency again, but because he felt that democracy was in trouble, that's why he ran in the first place.
He said he made the decision to run when the Charlottesville, the neo-Nazis in Charlottesville carrying the torches. This is who he is. This is what he stands for. It's clear. That's a very authentic Joe Biden, and we're not out of the woods yet. So the stakes are high, and I think what you saw tonight was an electricity that I've never seen, even from a distance, at a convention. I've been to a lot of conventions, and usually they're pretty dull. Yeah. But
even the breakfast meetings.
but this one, because of the way it happened, because of the stakes being as high as they are. There is an electricity in that arena that I don't think we've seen in decades.
Okay, so they brought it tonight, a theme. Now, you mentioned electricity, but what was the theme and what can we expect going forward?
I think there are two themes tonight and what you're going to see going forward. Number one is introducing or reintroducing, as the case may be, Kamala Harris to the American people. How many times did you hear about her working at McDonald's, being a prosecutor, being an attorney general, et cetera,
friends.
And her friends? And so there's an effort to, because it's being watched by a lot of people, to introduce people to who Kamala Harris is, not just the Vice President of the United States, but who is she as a person. And the second thing that the theme is going to be is to make the distinction between Kamala Harris and this ticket and Donald Trump at his ticket. And I think you saw it tonight when Congresswoman Crocker from Texas said that Kamala Harris is our greatest, is our dream. Donald Trump is our nightmare. That's the distinction they're going to try to make over the next 4 days. Who's Kamala Harris to try to neutralize the attacks that they have been trying to make at her? I don't think with much success. And then looking forward, looking ahead, making the distinction of what it was. That's why we're not going back has been such a catchy phrase, because people don't want to go back. Most people don't want to go back to all the chaos, and they're going to remind people, as they did tonight, of the chaos that we had between 2017 and 2021.
All right, Zev. Well, as you said, we have 3 more nights to go.
3 more nights.
To see what happens over that time. Thanks you so much. Always a pleasure to have you here, and I know you're going to come back before the week's out.
Pleasure to be with you, Pat.
Zev.
Thank you.
And KQL News and KQLnews.com will cover the convention all week long. Zev will be back. You can get updates anytime streaming on CBS News Los Angeles.